This 2024 Ram 3500 is probably one of the most expensive trucks I've ever seen in a work truck trim. And if you don't know this, I did buy a dually earlier this year as a 2024 Chevy 3500 LTZ, and it was about $2,000 more than this truck. But despite pricing, this is still a really strong competitor in the HD segment, and if you're looking to put this truck to work, well, it's probably one of the best ones to choose. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. If you are in the market, John Durley was one to help me today, and I believe this truck might be available, so be sure to call him. This is the window sticker for the truck we're going to be reviewing today, and here's the spec above. Base price comes in around $54,850, and be sure to pause it for the standard equipment. And starting off the options is the cold weather group. Heavy duty snowplow is up next, and then a full prep package. The chrome appearance was $1,650, and here's everything else on this side. Tradesman level 2 adds a few things, and this truck does have max tow with the high output and the 410, 50-gallon fuel tank. Dual rear wheel option is $1,495. And dual alternators and trailer brake are right there. Destination comes at $1,995 with a total price of $76,935. One of the reasons why I think that Ram is one of the best competitors in this segment is because of what they've done with their packages. Now, what I'm really talking about is the appearance packages, but Chevy and Ford both have appearance packages for the lower trim levels. Chevy is called the Custom. Now, it's not available on the dually, but it does give the truck a nicer appearance. It has like black bumpers or painted bumpers. They give it a upgraded 20-inch wheel, and the truck looks like a higher trim level. But when you go inside the interior, well, it's more of the basic work truck interior. For 2023, Ford actually introduced the STX package, which gives their trucks, and I'm talking about their work trucks, painted bumpers, 360 camera, and standard LED headlights. In my opinion, they should definitely cross that package over to the dualies, and they would have a gold mine. Now, the reason why I brought up those packages from the competitors is because I really think Ram has a great opportunity. They already offer the night edition for their dualies. The other two don't do something like that. However, they could offer the sport appearance package for the tradesmen and really give this truck more of a sportier appearance, because even though I think chrome does look fine on this truck, I think that most people would like a different look on this truck, because if you don't get the chrome, you get this black front end that doesn't look that great. And I think that if they offered painted bumpers and maybe just a black steel wheel, that would be kind of cool for this type of truck. And I got to talk about it in this video. For 2025, I really hope Ram steps up their game with their tires. The Firestone tires are what they use for the single rear wheels, and they use these Nexen tires for the dually. Now, these are an LT 235/80 17-inch wheel. I think that they should definitely do something different here, because most guys that I talk to switch these off within the first few thousand miles. Solid front axle, and they do have the new mirrors. Now, I have seen on the cabin chassis where they will give you that power convex, and this truck has the same setup here. So, by the way, do you notice how they're using the old buttons? Those are for the flip-up mirrors, right? But yeah, you have heated mirrors top and bottom, and this is power. The other two do not offer that at all. Now, these are going to be manually operated to put in tow mode, but that's okay because you just push them out and push them in. Black door handles, no smart key system. By the way, I think the STX package from Ford does give you smart key system too. They do have the clearance lights on the side of the dually bed, and Ram does have the best like suspension out back. You have 4 leafs in the main pack, 2 overloads, and then you have this additional leaf here. I forget what they call that. Someone told me what it was and I completely forgot, but nevertheless, maybe I'll put it here in the video for you guys. But they do give you a wheel well liner too, not in the center there. Now, this truck does have the 410 rear, and it has the 50-gallon fuel tank. If you are ordering a Ram, you better not buy this truck without that 50-gallon fuel tank. The 410, I wouldn't skip that either. I think I would go with the 410 personally. But yeah, the 50-gallon fuel tank is a must. And that is the largest fuel tank in the segment, not including cab and chassis trucks. Class 5 receiving hitch, so you have your 4 and 7 pin, LED light down below, and they do have a light that shines down for your conventional hitch if it's nighttime. They do give you standard LED lights for your license plate. The other two do not do that on the lower trims. Backup cameras right here. This bed is not assisted. You have more plugs for your trailer, 7 and 4 pin, and you have that 400 watt power plug for the bed. Now that was optional, so just keep that in mind. So was that 5th wheel prep package. This tailgate is pretty lightweight too. Incandescent bulbs in here. And let's talk about Cummins. It's gonna have 420 horsepower because it is a high output, 1,075 pound-feet of torque. This truck did have the dual alternators, and that is an option. It comes standard with 220 amps, 440 is the dual. Eisen transmission, which is the AS69RC. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Now, personally, this is where I think the other two have surpassed Ram. When you think about the Tradesman trim level, this interior is definitely lacking, 100%, I'm not even gonna lie. And you still have standard power windows, door locks, and as I said, they do have the advantage for the convex, but when you really think about it, I do like the seat design. They do give you tilt headrests, which the other two do not, but you don't have a telescoping steering wheel, and this seat is manually operated, which is pretty typical on the work truck levels. Automatic headlights. Love their setup for the gauge cluster, very easy to read. Push button start comes standard, but you see this right here? This is embarrassing at $80,000. Like, if you're building your truck, I would just add the larger 8.4 personally. I would not buy this truck with a smaller screen. It does still have the backup camera as you guys saw back, but yeah, I would definitely upgrade to the 8.4. You can also get the 12-inch display, which is an advantage on this truck. The other two do not have that larger screen availability on the lower trim levels. They do add that power plug, which is an advantage for Ram 2. Up top here you have incandescent bulbs, which is probably lagging behind both of the other two because I think they make LED lights pretty standard in their interior. There is a sliding glass out back. Ram does not skimp out though on your USBs. You have 4 there, and you have a power plug. Also storage with another type A USB. This does flip up to hide away your 3 cup holders, and there is no storage below this, but when you go up to a Bighorn, this does come available with storage. Down below, trailer brake, exhaust brake, tow haul mode, single climate control. And yeah, I do think that this interior is definitely lacking behind the other two right now. But once you go up to a Laramie, Longhorn, and Limited, I think that's where Ram still kind of has the slight edge over the other two. There is no vanity here. However, there is a mirror on this side, but it's not illuminated. This truck does have the mechanical four-wheel drive system. You can get the electronic, so you can just push buttons. And glove box, open storage on this side, manually operated seat out back. Ram is lagging behind with not having a 60/40 bench. I don't know why that shouldn't be standard. I don't know why they still do this, because most trucks probably being built have the 60/40, so it probably would be cheaper for them just to do 60/40 across the board. But because this is a lower trim level, you don't have the subwoofer, so you do have more storage out back. And cup holders there, air vents on the floor, no seat back pockets, keep that in mind, but there are some hooks up top to hang some things. And let's go ahead and check out the payload. Now, as far as your axle ratings go, you have a 6,000 pound on the front. The rear axle is 9,750, which is last place. Ford's is 9,900 pounds. GM's is 10,400 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 14,000 pounds. and these are 17 by 6-inch wheels. Also, payload, hopefully you guys can see it, 5,303 pounds. So that might seem kind of low for a tradesman, because normally I like to see like 55 to 5,600 pounds, but that Eisen transmission is like 200 to 300 pounds heavier than a 68 RFE, and the truck does have the 50-gallon fuel tank. So those two options will definitely decrease your payload. So hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out again to Larry H. Miller here in Sandy, Utah. As I mentioned, the must-haves for a Ram is 410. Even if you don't plan on towing heavy, I think you should just get it. Also, 50-gallon fuel tank. And I think Ram should do a sport appearance for the tradesman. I think that would be a necessary thing at this price point.